thousands of years before the first Bible verse was ever written. Let me say that again. We've been taught that we don't have no spiritual legacy. But when you look at your records of the past, at the truth, that's a lie. Because our ancestors, your ancestors, were building pyramids all over the world. They're not just pyramids in Kemet, aka Egypt. It's pyramids all over the world. And we were building those pyramids. Our ancestors were charting the stars. They knew about Sirius B and all of these other things long before. And our ancestors was codifying divine law thousands of millennia before the first Bible verse was ever written. Now that's something powerful. A lot of people say, oh, the Bible is the Word of God. Well, what was the Word of God prior to the Bible even being written? To all the earthlings and humans, peoples of the earth, that were the first people here, what was the Word of God to them? Before the so-called Bible was ever written. See, we're going all the way back to retrace our footsteps, to see how we got here, how far we've come, and what we need to do to return home so that we can progress into the future. That's what Sankofa is all about. Returning, looking back into the past, into the records of our past, in order to get perspective and clarity on our future. And today, we are returning to that legacy. Not to live in the past. No. That's not why we learn the records of our past. That's not why we look back into the records of our past to live there. No, we go to learn, to get perspective and clarity, to awaken our present day power that's been lying dormant within us because we didn't have the knowledge. We were not equipped with the right knowledge in order to awaken our modern day, present day power. It's been lying dormant because we have been sung a lullaby of spells and indoctrination to keep us in mental prisons, to keep us docile, to keep us from rising up and taking what belongs to us. Beloved, when we live in Ma'at, in these divine principles, we are reclaiming inner alignment. We are reclaiming ethical accountability. We are reclaiming cosmic justice. We're reclaiming divine feminine balance. We're restoring it back. And we are reclaiming ancestral pride and rootedness. That's what you're doing when you embrace the 42 laws of Ma'at, the 42 negative confessions, the 42 declarations of innocence. You are reclaiming your ancestral pride, where you come from, your lineage. Everybody else is excited about their ancestors and what their people did, and what their culture and nations did. The question is, why aren't we proud of our ancestral heritage? Well, one thing, a lot of times we haven't been taught about it. We've been misinformed. We have not been educated properly about our own records of the past. So we don't have a clear sense of belonging. Why? Because we have not been taught about us. That is why on the Kemetic ancient Egyptian temples, it was written, man non-gender Pacific. Man, know thyself. That's what's important. You have to know yourself. When you're returning back to your ancestral wisdom and power, when you're returning back to your roots, your heritage, it's important to remember that key phrase that was written on the temple of Dandara and all of those temples in Kemet. That's powerful ancient words. Man, know thyself. And then the latter part. Man, know thyself, and to thy own self be true. Man, know thyself, and then thou shalt know the gods and goddesses. Man, know thyself, and to thy own self be true. These are the principles and the words that we must hold on to and live by and practice when we're saying we are coming back to return and reclaim our heritage.
All right, I was trying to be cute and put on a live recording.